Hello, and hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to the season's first, or Adult Contact season's first rundown. I'm Steve. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm waiting for Vic and Micah to join. So you're stuck with me for the time being. I thought I'd just come on and do an opener anyway. So yeah, um, I was going to do this show because Oz is traveling, but my wife is traveling as well. Maybe she's with us, but she says she's going to Mexico for work. But yeah, so I've got to look after my three kids, and I can hear them knocking about upstairs. I need to go and put them to bed. But yeah, so not ideal, but here we are. Um, uh, the rundown will be so. I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure that they'll elaborate more, but I'm pretty sure that Oz and Micah, this will be their last year or last season doing the rundown, or at least they say it will. And we're bringing Vic in to sort of, a nice little warm handover. So you'll get used to him. I will try and find some more hosts. Ideally, want someone from up north as well. Don't want to have just people from the south. But yeah, we'll see. Have I got the comments on? Yeah, I do. Cool. Yeah, so lots happened in the off season. I've heard loads of different rumors about different things happening. I think some quite exciting bits and pieces as well, like the news a couple of days ago that there could be a potential ELF team that is tied to a conglomerate that are looking to purchase Crystal Palace, so an East London based ELF team. That would be cool. I was looking at the comments online. Some people complaining about it. I don't see it as anything but positive for the sport. It's awesome. Hopefully, it happens. We will try and reach out to the conglomerate, see if we can get some more information. That would be quite cool. We had some bad news in the Scottish one, and NFC Scottish one, where the Highland Stags dropped out, and it left a 3-team division or conference, should I say? That was they have put a fix in place, and it does mean games get played, but it's essentially 2 associate teams that are backfilling. So the Roughnecks, who a lot of people know, and so Aberdeen Roughnecks, and a team from a little bit further south in Rossendale, they're just outside of Blackburn, the Rossendale Bucks, who by all accounts look like a really good team to be added to the league, similar to what we saw with the Plymouth Vanguard, who were just starting their new season. Rossendale just looked the real deal, and I don't mean that from, I haven't seen them play, but I just mean from like their presence online. If you look at they've actually posted a schedule for this season and done it by number of weeks, because they've got so many fixtures, which is really good. It looks really good. It looks much better than some existing teams setups, which is fantastic. So yeah, stuff to look forward to. I still think the Scottish football's, not that the future's uncertain, you're always going to have teams there, but they just don't seem to get looked after that well, and thought about that well. And it's I don't know what the answer is to it. I know a lot of people up in Scotland are getting quite frustrated, sort of feeling like outcasts, and like their own. There's no, the biggest problem they've got is there's no Division 2. It's just Div 1, and then whoever's good enough can go up into the Prem. And that doesn't help, when your teams are starting out. So like Aberdeen, if and when they rejoin the league, they're not going to rejoin in Div 2. There'll be if this same structure stays, it'll be a Div 1 outfit. So yeah, those are sort of some bigger talking points. There was also some controversies. I won't go into those. I'll leave the guys to go into that. We've got week 1 coming up, so this Sunday, and it doesn't have the Prem, but it's got all of the other divisions pretty much that are involved. and I'll get, again, the guys will talk about that stuff. I'm just gonna message Micah to see where he is. Vic, I knew he was going to be a little bit late. He's got something that he's doing. He's doing from his phone. I think Micah's here. Oh no, that's Vic.
Evening.
Hey Vic.
How you doing, sir? Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, sorry about the chaos. I'm
It's good
doing my bit
timing,
for the
mate.
community.
I was just saying about you joining, and that
Yeah.
you were tell us where you were. You doing something with some kids?
I'm in Catford, South East London. Shout out the ends. And I'm coaching community soccer in basically in a private school that facilitate in the area for the kids to play for free for a non-profit that organise it and basically facilitate, the benefits of playing sport. And a lot of these kids would actually be really good at your flag and your senior if they get involved in, say, like the South London Renegades and that, because the athletic foundation is absolutely ridiculous. I was at a few NFL UK flag tournaments this week, and the talent of these kids that have never played the sport before, it's ridiculous. Considering 2028 is on the horizon, these primary school girls and boys were taken to it like crazy because they've all got some sort of athletic foundation, even like playing tag in the playground. It is the same principle. Do you know what I mean? And you've got guys that will be playing football at 4'3" that think, you know what, I can't really contribute, but they make the best running backs. Because I see it before the play. The athletic ability at that age, being able to bend down and tackle someone that height, is near on impossible. So yeah, it was a great to see. And yeah, I'm doing my bit. I'm trying to get fit to get back into flag. I will see. Did one, did two, swung for. We'll see how it goes, man.
Oh, we're jumping between your audio and your car.
You got my sound? Silly car.
Yeah, we got you.
We've got music. 1 second. Oh, don't do that. Change. You got me now. You got me now. Name that tune. Jesus Christ. You got me in the sound, yeah?
Yeah, you'll get us struck off for copyright.
No worry, they'll never identify.
An echo.
There's an echo.
There's an echo now. All right, cool. What I will do is that better? But then I can't hear you. All right, cool. Looks like I'm gonna have to turn the engine off. Good stuff. I'm sitting back. All right. Good old tech. All right, let's do this.
So yeah. Anyway,
Mike, are you in the building?
Mike has just joined. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I am sorry. I was on the wrong video. I was on the wrong connection.
I thought you said this was. I thought this was your thing, mate. You can't even get in.
I was in. I was just on another one, expecting you lot to jump in.
It's all right. You've been benched, mate. You've been benched. It's all right. It's all right. We're good.
Bench? You can never bench me.
I can't even see your face. Oh, there we go. I can see your face now. I got to go portrait. All right, we're good.
Let's get that correct. Michael would never.
I would never bench you because I'm still a player. I'm not a coach yet, so we're good.
You know.
All right. So what's the rundown, lads? Catch me up, man. I ain't been about the game for about 5 years.
So, Micah, in the private chat, I've put a link so you can see all of this week's fixtures when you're ready to go through them. We are live streaming Swindon Storm versus Hereford Stampede this week. It was quite slim picking, so we don't have 2 live streams. We've only got the one. We're waiting. I'll release the live stream schedule tomorrow. We've just had so many teams that we're waiting to get back to us. But it won't be the full season. It's like the first 4 weeks because we just want to do it in blocks so that we can follow good narratives. But yeah, back. Oh look, Martin's popped up with a nice little comment. I'm going to drop off because my kids. I don't know what to be more worried about. They were so loud a second ago and they were studying, and now there's nothing. There's nothing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to drop off and leave you guys to it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Good luck.
All right. Take care, Gaffer. Well, we get some light in this build. There we go. Oh yeah.
As promised, first episode of the season. The pineapple always turn on. So basically, rundown this year. I do want to give a big shout out to Tebs and his team for keeping everyone engaged throughout the winter through the uni season. Want to say congratulations to obviously UE Bullets for winning their 3rd championship. Want to also say congratulations to SGS Pride on winning the division on the Premiership, and Brunel on winning the Division 1. Now that we have Uniball out of the way.
Did SGS? Oh, Uniball, my bad. Sorry. SGS Pride. I'm out of the loop, man. Catch me up.
Don't worry. So
slowly.
Let's recap what happened last year. And obviously there's been a lot of rule changes this season. Playoffs have changed quite a bit. So obviously last year we had London Warriors regain their championship and are current champions of adult Britball. We have we have Nottingham Caesars, who are now in the Premiership after winning the Division 1 after beating Rushmore Knights very, very badly. Both teams will be competing this year in the Premiership, which will be fun to watch.
Was that a pasting in the final?
Yeah, they got paid. I believe the score was about 47-7 or something.
I'm guessing they're going to cite injuries, personnel, not traveling well, and all that stuff.
No, they traveled well. But their first string QB had a surgery that the week after their semi-final, after their promotion game.
With their second string QB,
first string.
Oh, the first string.
First string got taken out in that game. Mm-hmm. So there's been a lot of up and downs for a lot of those teams. But as we know, this season it's finally back around. And the playoffs are a bit different now. The league has introduced promotion and relegation games. So
is that individual promotion relegation? I think I heard a rumor that there was a top of one league plays the bottom of the one above, and it was kind of eliminated.
Yep. So just like the German league, if the team in Div 1 wants to get up to the Premiership, they have to play the lowest team that is getting relegated. And if they can't beat the team that is getting relegated, they stay in their division.
That's what you call Moneyball, I think. I think we gotta call that Moneyball, man. Put yourself where your mouth is.
Now the question is, will teams play those games? Will teams find a way out of it?
But there should be a forfeit if they don't, right?
There must be a penalty. Yeah, there must be a penalty, surely. Will they get dropped to associate? There is a lot of questions still around some of the things about it, as we did see a couple years ago when Olympians forfeited 2 games back to back. They forfeited a game 15 minutes before a kickoff. So so there's a lot of ups and downs, but we're not going to make it a long one tonight because
So one last thing. What about the implication for a team coming from development up into the league? Do they have to play for that, or will they just fill a vacant slot?
I think they'll just go straight into Division 2.
So there'll be an additional team in the lower division by default.
Yeah, by default. But my issue is I don't know if there needs to be any more affiliate teams coming up.
Hey, that's a personal opinion, or you think for the benefit of the league?
For the benefit of the league, for the benefit of players getting better, for the benefit of having a better all-round league.
Yeah.
There's too many teams in
saturated. So do you think it would make sense for any team or organization development to latch on to another team?
Yeah, which would be good, because when we look at it, we see that
the Blitz did it with Warriors. Oh, techie.
No, technically both. Actually, no, you're wrong. So
I'm asking the question. I'm not assuming it's
so
right.
Technically, it was Warriors and Blitz did it off of Olympians.
What, way back before that?
Way back. It was Olympians. It was Olympians first. It was Olympians first. Then we got the Cobras, and then we got the Blitz.
The Ravens, and the Olympians. It happened before. It always happens.
So it is one of those ones. It is what it is. But I do want to. There was something that a couple of people weren't happy with what I said towards the end of last year, when I said that the UK game.
Micah, I know, doesn't care. But anyway, go on, carry on.
That the UK game isn't up to standard, isn't great, because the quality isn't where it needs to be classed as a semi-pro. We're not even a semi-pro. We're still amateur, but at the same time, it's difficult. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this year does, because there's been a lot of changes as well. A lot of changes. A lot of players have retired. A lot of coaches have stepped down. And a lot of people have joined different teams, and a lot of teams have a whole new backroom staff change. So obviously, we all know what happened last year in the Premiership. We all know that head coach for the London Blitz, Damien, stepped down, and then we did see a big exodus from the team, who obviously moved down to South London. And congratulations!
Isn't that obvious? North and South combining, yeah. All right.
And congratulations to everybody that has won their championship. Anyway, with that, but Blitz obviously got a new head coach. They got a new coaching staff, and they've got a whole new team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in North London with the Blitz itself. We also have London Warriors coming back nice.
Have they got a new pitch?
Of course not. It's Finsbury Park.
Good.
Of course not.
Flag on the play.
Everyone's gonna hate that field. Everyone hates that field. Even the players hate that field.
All right. But the Geese love it. The Geese love it. For the
toilet. Of course they do. Oh, of course. It's technically more sand.
That's soft Brighton sandy beach.
It's more theirs than anyone else's.
Amen.
But this season could be very interesting. Obviously, I think a lot of people would have seen the article that was posted recently about the Leyton Orient takeover.
No, go ahead, enlighten us.
So Leyton Orient takeover. The American owners are looking to obviously buy Leyton Orient, and they are interested in actually having a London EFL team. So So we could potentially
brand new name, or they're gonna grab one of the ones that already exist.
Probably London Monarchs, most likely.
Shut up.
Because
back in time,
that still belongs to
the trademark.
The trademark still belongs to the NFL, I believe.
And it looks like I might have to get back in the gym.
And it looks like you will not be playing.
Who said I won't be playing? That's not very nice. You can have a few days and that. You can't be
Come on now. We've played for many years.
Don't make Steve get the footage of my play, yeah? How do you turn a 1-point kick into a 3+ point play? Yeah? All right. I'll link it in the description. Anyway, listen.
What? All right, cool. Whatever.
All right.
But so how we usually do this, obviously, we go through the games, we do our predictions, and that's pretty much it really at this moment in time. We're not going to make it a long one just because there's a lot going on. You're obviously on your way home, but we do have 11 games this season. 11 games this week. So 11 games off the season. Yep, 11 games this weekend. No Premiership teams are playing this weekend. So that goes without saying. So Div 1, Div 2 are kicking everything off. And you've been away from the game for a while.
Only social media. Of what league, what division?
Let's go with your favorite division, the division that you were last played in with the London Olympians.
Yeah, the Prem.
Was it the Prem? That's where the last time you played was it? Okay.
It was the Prem. I never played Div 1 ball. Come on, man. I don't go out on Div 1. But yeah, Prem. The Prem for me, obviously, the whole Manchester saga was nice to watch. Again, I'm not a hater, but where the Olympians came up with Manchester and was scuppered that year, we were both Div 1 teams. We weren't promoted to the Prem. Manchester wiped the floor with the Olympians.
But I thought you never played in the Div 1.
No, I never finished in Div 1. Let's get it right. Yeah. And Manchester came up, and I said to people, like, if this team stays together, which again, when you haven't got the London vultures around you, you can keep your squad together and build, which they did, strengthened by potentially a weaker Northern division. That's not a bias. That's the impression that I got from what I knew from the league. Yeah. They bolstered, strengthened, and they went on to be national champs multiple times. And again, it was refreshing because the dominance of the London outfits was based purely on the ability of the talent to kind of seep into the channels to end up in the London, with obviously the emerging Bristol, who are obviously developing with their structure being so solid. That became the sharpening sword to take on the North.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, the fact that it was only Brighton and Warriors that were playing, for me, to that elite consistent standard, Manchester had the operation that could take over and say, you know what, we're going to get to this final and we're going to turn up. And a couple of those finals I watched, I have to give a shout out to the Tamworth Phoenix, because I think did they beat the Warriors in 1 year? They beat them once, didn't
it? No, they beat Blitz.
Yes, they beat Blitz.
They
and
beat
that
Blitz.
game,
They came close to beating Warriors.
Yeah, so again, Tamworth Phoenix's heart got them through so many of them big games. And Manchester obviously took the heart with the quality, and obviously they did back to back, right? They did 2 years in a row.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah.
There you go. So when you got that formula that's not tampered with by politics and, you know, in crowd and behind the back, whatever, let's do. Their back to back was a nice representation of how consistency in a solid program can outdo any sort of, you know, grab of talent and deep depth chart. Like, you got chemistry, you got guys that are grafting for each other. You're gonna get some places, and it's not just defense winning titles; it's a team winning a title. You know, I remember the pain of losing to them, but I watched it back and I was like, you know what, these guys were actually humble, they were cool, and they kept it moving. And obviously, they achieved what they achieved. Yeah, you man, send my jersey in the post, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, to be fair, Martin, you are right. They did beat Warriors in the playoffs. That was the year. That was the year that Warriors were playing in Europe as well.
Excuses.
No, I'm just.
Depth chart was done. Warriors depth chart has been done for the last 10 years.
No, but that's the facts. They beat Warriors in the semi-finals. Warriors were playing in Europe, and then obviously they beat Blitz in the finals, thanks to a brilliant run by Patrick Daly to get that title.
How much did he pay you? That's the plug, guys. Yeah.
But also with this season, we do have obviously a name change in the North. Coventry, Tamworth Phoenix are now Coventry Phoenix, so they're now playing in Coventry at Butts Park Arena, so that is good for them. But I don't know. There's a lot of.
All right, let's get to the point. Your prediction for the Prem.
No, my prediction for the Prem right now.
Prem South first.
The Prem South, right. Yeah. So it's not going to be any surprise. Warriors are going to win the Prem South.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Prem North.
Prem North. Now, Prem North is where it gets a bit interesting. Because you have Nottingham Caesars, who last year were a Premiership team playing against Division 1 talent. That is the truth.
Playing against Div 1 talent. Fair enough. I hear that.
That is the truth. They Nottingham Caesars are probably shooting. I don't know what Manchester have at the moment. Manchester have lost a lot of players, but they've also gained.
Lost them to where?
Huh? They've either retired or some people have gone out to Europe to play.
Yeah, so when you go back to back, that often happens because there's not,
you know. So, but for the North, I'd say 1 and 2, it would be Manchester and Nottingham Caesars. I don't know how it will finish, but it'll be 1 and 2. Will be Manchester and Nottingham Caesars for the season.
Do Manchester have a feeder university? Silly question, I know. So obviously, I know Nottingham have got a Nottingham uni.
There is 2. I think there's 3 teams in Manchester.
Okay.
3 uni teams in Manchester, but Titans don't put their hopes on the talent to come in from universities. They actually. They have a good catchment area where a lot of players do travel down to go play for them.
Amen.
Nottingham Caesars as well don't rely on university talent either.
Excellent. But uni talent is to make a good core. For instance, guys that know how to play specials.
Yeah,
guys that know playbooks and that stuff. And it's depth in it. But no, that's a good shout. The catchment needs to be there. They need to be getting in gyms. They need to be grabbing places. You know, shout out Ivo. You need to grab this raw talent and get in there involved. You know what I mean? Good shout. So you thinking Manchester, Nottingham, London Warriors, and who's the second South team?
It will be Bristol Aztecs again.
Blitz, but not gonna win.
At the moment, I don't know I don't know with the South teams. It will be interesting who will be in that relegation battle. Who will be in that relegation match towards the end of the season on the 31st of August. So that will be a very interesting situation that would happen in the Prem.
Yeah.
So there's not much of a hot take when it comes to the South, but
so you think it's going to fall in line with what that predicts the bookies?
Bristol the only thing is Bristol Aztecs will be the only team to potentially upset the Warriors. Now, with all the players that they have recruited, it looks like they do have a very solid base. They have a lot of the UE players that are staying on to play throughout the season.
University of West England.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like they are prepared for a lot of things, but the only way that we're going to know what's going to happen, and Bristol are also playing in the CEFL tournament this year,
Europe
Football League. Yeah, and they are playing Amsterdam Crusaders, I believe, on the 22nd of May. I want to say that's or June. It's one of those. One of those.
So
days.
Bristol are in Europe as well, yeah.
Yeah, only Bristol are in Europe in the UK.
But then Bristol, do they still have two active teams? So they've got guys to kind of
so Bristol Aztecs and the Bristol Apache.
And they're allowed to blend those players that want to travel for the European stuff, yeah?
I could not tell you that at all.
That would kind of make sense if they had to fulfill fixtures that may impact their actual domestic fixtures. But yeah, all right, cool. That'll be interesting to find out.
So let's go on to the predictions, seeing as we don't have much to go off.
Yep.
So we're gonna start off with the divisions that not a lot of people know much about, but we do know four of these teams actually. That's a lie, because after last year, it was very interesting. So we're gonna start off with Division 2, and we're gonna go up as usual. So we have Swindon Storm versus Hereford Stampede. Who are you going with?
You're asking me again. I'm not aware of those teams.
You've got to pick.
Is it name changes? Oh, if I have to go off the shout, I'll go Hereford.
Hereford Stampede were the team that got relegated last year from a hard, very difficult division.
From the division above, yeah?
Yeah. They
got
relegated.
That's changed then. I've got that then. Fair enough. Hereford, yeah. Shout out Hereford. You will see me. Write that down. I need to go to a Hereford game. Now I've started them up.
So bring
your camera.
It will be Swindon Storm and Hereford Stampede that will be streamed this weekend.
Oh, swear.
Just nice. FYI for everybody, that game will be streamed. Excellent. We also have the newly, what's the word I'm looking for? Newly born. Yeah, it is. They are a team that had 300 deep at one point. They have a good setup.
Deep.
Yeah, these are the reports that we had last year.
300.
Bristol play Amsterdam Crusaders on the 26th of April. There we go.
Wow. They're starting this season with a big
no. They have two
blowout.
No, Bristol have 2 games beforehand, so they will be able to tune everything up before they play that game. But then we have Plymouth Vanguard, the new one of the new teams in the division, in the league, and they've done everything right from what we saw last year. They got to play all their 10 games last season, and they're playing against their.
It's crazy that you say that as an achievement. You know, that's how you know this game needs some serious help from the powers that be. So teams can actually fulfill their fixtures, man.
Yeah, exactly. So Plymouth this is a rivalry game. Plymouth Vanguard versus Cornwall Monarchs. Bear in mind, this is a new team, so they got a rivalry game first.
Cornwall new team, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Plymouth Vanguard versus Cornwall Monarchs. Oh snap! I'm going to take Hereford Stampede as well in the first game of the season. Even though it is at Swindon Storm, I think Hereford should be able to get the win. But Swindon Storm are a dark horse who know how to pull out a victory out of nowhere. So That'll be interesting to see what they do. Plymouth Vanguard versus Cornwall Monarchs.
I'll go Plymouth again. New team, first game of the season. You gotta say the elements and that whole lack of match practice and fitness, organization, whatever. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So I have to go with the more experienced team than Plymouth.
Plymouth isn't the experienced team. Cornwall's the more experienced team.
The more experienced team in Cornwall. That's what I said. Your ears are not very experienced, my bro.
I'm going with Plymouth. I'm gonna go with the Plymouth Vanguard. To be fair,
the new team, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Plymouth Vanguard.
We'll go head to head on that one.
So that one will be fun to
get
a quick check about that.
Yes.
And then we have Division 2 East, Norwich Devils, a team that you would have.
I would have played them. Yeah, I would have played.
Yeah, you would have played them.
The airbase boys.
Yeah, Norwich Devils versus Ipswich Cardinals in Division 2 East. Now,
interesting. 2 teams I've played in the past. Go on.
Yeah. So both teams obviously got relegated last year, down from Division 1 to Division 2.
Both.
Yeah, both teams got relegated.
The airfield weren't repping with the recruitment, no.
Well, there's a lot. From what we know, is that Norwich Devils players transferred to Cambridge. So
they transferred.
Yeah, they went to Cambridge last year. Damn. Most of them went to Cambridge last year. So there's we don't know what's happening there. But I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with Ipswich Cardinals this season. For the first game of the year against Norwich Devils.
Norwich playing yellow. Did they play in yellow and blue, or is that Colchester? Isn't it?
Norwich playing yellow and blue.
All right, I'm going Norwich just for the colours.
Okay. Oh, Martin, you're officiating Norwich Devils versus Ipswich, are we? Nice.
Good stuff.
Very nice. Oh, okay. We're going up north to the Midlands. We have Lee Miners versus Leicester Panthers.
Leeds Miners.
Lee.
Miners. Oh, NDA.
Lee Miners, yeah.
Okay.
Lee Miners versus Leicester Panthers. Now, Leicester Panthers obviously got relegated again.
Jesus.
From
what, back to back or up and down? Yeah.
I believe it was back to back. But can't remember what happened. But I'm going to take Lee Miners in this game.
I'm going to trust your judgment. I'll stick with you on that one, Lee Miners. I don't know either the team, so
fair enough.
I'm going to play the probabilities.
Then we have Division 2 North. We got Humber Warhawks versus Wakefield District Raiders. Now, you don't know what you're going to get with these two teams.
Humber and Wakefield. Jesus.
You trust me, you have no idea what you will get. 1 week, you will have District Raiders doing a madness. And then another week last year, they would get beaten badly by a team that would be that you never thought would have happened. But I'm gonna be a risk taker, and I'm taking Wakefield District Raiders.
Yeah, I'll take the other team just because.
You're taking Humber Warhawks, yeah?
There we go, man.
Gotta say it.
Humber, bro, if you don't remember, bro, I'm an old man. I don't even remember most of the teams you said.
And you want to play football again.
Bro, CTE for life, baby. In the most respectful way possible. All right, people in the business.
And then we have in the same division, we have Darlington's team versus Gateshead Senators.
Darlington's team versus Gateshead Senators.
At home. Darlington are at home as well.
I'm going Gateshead.
I'm going Steam.
All right.
I'm going Steam. I've played against Gateshead, the youth, before, but I'm going with Steam after how they performed last year. Hopefully, they can carry on and repeat that and potentially get promoted this season. So that will be interesting to see. Now we're moving up to Division 1. Right. It is Bournemouth Bobcats versus Somerset Wyverns. In Division 1 West.
I'm going Bournemouth because I got to go there soon, so I don't want any enemies in Bournemouth.
I'm gonna take Somerset Wyverns for the win on this game. I'm gonna give it to the away team and let's see what happens and see how well they do.
Stop.
Now, Division 1 Central.
You're writing all this down, yeah? Oh, it's recorded. It's all good.
It's recorded, so we'll go back. Division 1 Central, we have London Blitz B versus Berkshire Renegades. At Finsbury Park. at Finsbury Park as well. Declan, you look Somerset. You best win. I need my win-loss record to not replace or look like how it was last year. So but yeah, we've got London Blitz B versus Berkshire Renegades.
Yeah, London Blitz all the way.
Yeah,
London's London, isn't it?
I'm gonna go in the same direction with you on
Because
that
I'm
one.
pretty sure Blitz B will have some rough diamonds in it. They didn't quite make the cut purely because some old blood and real blue bloods came back in the fold and thought, you know what, one more year, let's try this one more time. And obviously halfway through the season,
who do you know that's gone to Blitz?
I plead the fifth. So when it comes to halfway through the season and the die is cast, those guys will probably get their shot in the A team because guys would have stepped back because of whatever else, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't name names, but it is where it is, man.
This is for hot takes, predictions, and previews.
Yeah.
So you got to give a
hot take. Well,
yeah.
the rumor has it. Obviously, once you win a medal, then you kind of think, all right, where do I really want to end?
Wait.
Do I want to end a career with a team that I've joined for, professional purposes, or do I end the team with a team that my spirit lies with? Do you know what I mean? So for me, obviously, I am loyal to one team, as many know. But in terms of progressing professionally within the game, I'm a bit undecided as whether that loyalty will last into my coaching career. Even when I first started the sport, I didn't understand why certain coaches left the team they'd built up to move on to another team. And it is purely a professional decision. When you're committing time and effort and financial funds to a project that you may see doesn't meet your aspirations, then sometimes you have to forget the colours and look at the organization as a whole and where it's going. So again, I've played for one team my whole career, but when you're talking about when time is precious personally, sometimes you have to put loyalties aside for getting your coaching badges, being able to coach at different levels because there's multiple teams within the organization. Because you haven't got time to wait around for things to develop. So yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm not a hater. Just play ball, innit?
Also, I forgot to mention this. The London Hornets obviously folded as a team.
No.
So obviously, Martin literally just reminded me.
Martin is the
some of the Hornets players have gone to Blitz to probably have gone to Blitz to play. I totally forgot about that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone steps up when they step up.
So
everyone likes to use poo on the track, on the pitch, in the sand.
Exactly. Again, I'm going with the Blitz as well because that just makes it makes sense.
I have a London bias, but London has such a concentration of athletes that
it's next to none with everywhere.
Exactly.
And we're going up to Division 1 in the north. This division, so Division 1 North last year was probably the hardest division in football to predict. In the closeness, the scores, everyone was beating everyone. It wasn't, you never really had a clear favorite. Yeah. Until like towards the end of the season where one team just slowly started to push away, which was the Yorkshire Rams. But we are going to talk about the Sheffield Giants versus the newly relegated Merseyside Nighthawks. I don't know. Sheffield Giants are good and they're at home, and Merseyside, I don't know what Merseyside have.
The newly relegated team in my eyes will always have the advantage because obviously on balance they would have had the harder season prior. Obviously prep, injuries, retention of players. Being a Crystal Palace fan, I know what it's like to be relegated. So I think the newly relegated team will win that one, whoever they are.
Turn on your car light.
I'm putting a phone on just to get light. Let me have my golden hour, yeah? Jeez.
I'm going to go with Sheffield Giants for this game. There we go. Can see you.
I want to outsign you, bro. It's all good.
Oh, as if. I'm going with Sheffield Giants for this one. It'll be a tough matchup. I don't know what Merseyside have because towards the end of last year, Merseyside didn't seem to have a great finish, and if they do have their players,
did they have anything to play for at the end, or was
no,
it
they had nothing to play for. Hence the reason.
That's why, isn't it?
But
That's why everyone went on holiday, mate.
True, but hence the reason why BAFA have also put in the relegation
The stipulation game. Yeah, that's good.
So
man.
you have something to fight for to stay in the division. To
Amen.
obviously get whooped by the bigger teams and
Yeah.
stronger teams, but it should hopefully fix a lot of things.
Amen.
Then for the second game in that division, we have Chester Romans versus Yorkshire Rams.
Chester and Yorkshire.
I'm going with Yorkshire. Yorkshire got to the playoffs. They obviously got ramroded. They got absolutely destroyed by the eventual champions of Division 1.
That's not a shame. That's not embarrassing, is it?
It's not. They
be on the day. I've lost the game by nearly 100 points before. I know what that feels like.
So,
and we know who that was against. Actually, I think it was the Blitz. It was the Blitz back in the day when they were the colossal force. Jesus Christ. Anyway, go on, continue.
So that will be interesting. So yeah, Chester Romans or Yorkshire Rams, who you picking?
I'll go Chester.
Okay, so we split on that one as well. Okay, I've got the Rams. And then we go up to the Scottish League. Here we go. We have Clyde Valley Blackhawks versus Glasgow Tigers. Now, this division is the most confusing division because it looks like at one point last year, it didn't look like anyone wanted to win the league.
No one wanted
to win the division. It was mix and match.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take your Glasgow Tigers. I'm gonna go with the Tigers.
I'm gonna go with Glasgow purely on geographical fact that it's the centre, and they'll probably catch me that, and more likely to have more athletes. But yeah, I'll do my research as the season goes on and the scouting, and then we'll see.
Yes, good. All right. So that's all the predictions done for this week. That's all 11 games that are being played. So the most likely chance that one of us will get 11 out of 11, very unlikely, because obviously rust.
What's the pass? What's the pass mark? 6? 6 out of 11 is a pass, yeah?
You just got to beat the person that you're up against. So
that's me and you head to head.
Yeah, you got to beat me. I got to beat you. That's it.
All right, fair enough.
It's head to head.
Head to head. All right. What's the forfeit?
Never had one last year.
You never had one? Oh, you lost.
No, we didn't think about it. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that off stream. Or if anyone has
an interesting one,
those that are watching it back, if you have any suggestion of a forfeit, either hit me up on Insta, let me know what you think we should do, and we'll obviously discuss it and decide on what it will be. But what I also want us to do is I want us to pick the champions of each division, right? Cool. Seeing as it's obviously preseason starts, league's about to kick off. We're gonna go with Division 2 West. We're gonna go. You've got Cornwall Monarchs, Hereford Stampede, Plymouth Vanguard, or Swindon Storm. Who's gonna win that division?
Well, you go first and tell me who won it last year.
Well, who won it
in that division?
The team that won it last year is in Division 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've gone up now, isn't it? Who was second last year? Sorry.
Second last year. Who was it? It was. Let's see. Second last year. Oh no, neither of them are in the division.
Oh wow!
There was 2 teams that got promoted last year from this division. So I'm going to take. I'm going to go for. This is a wildest take. I'm taking Plymouth Vanguard to get promoted this year. Okay. The new team to get promoted to Division 1.
All right. Who are the other 3? With all due respect,
Cornwall Monarchs, Hereford Stampede, Swindon Storm.
I'll go Cornwall.
Okay.
Oh no, chance. Yeah.
In Division 2 East, we have Ipswich Cardinals, Norwich Devils, Ouse Valley Eagles, Oxford Saints. You're going first this time.
So Ipswich, second one.
Norwich, Ouse Valley,
and
Oxford.
Ouse Valley's Milton Keynes, isn't it?
Yep.
Do you know what? And they were in this division last year?
Yep.
Go on, I'll go Ouse Valley because I'm a Milton Keynes ex-resident.
Okay. I'm gonna take Ipswich Cardinals on this one.
Cool.
Okay.
I have to get to that game then.
No, Division 2 Midlands. We have Lancashire Buccaneers. Yes. These 2 teams combined. I can't remember who the other team was in this division, but Lancashire and the Buccaneers did join forces in the off-season to become one team. So there's all that's all. Wow. Okay, this is going to look weird, but Lancashire Buccaneers, Leicester Panthers, Lee Miners, and Lincolnshire Bombers. All teams have it start with L. Never knew that. Never thought I'd see that before.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I'm personally going with Lancashire Buccaneers.
I'll go Leicester.
Okay. Division 2 North, Darlington Steam, Pray for Donny Mustangs, Gateshead Senators, Humber Warhawks, or Wakefield District Raiders.
Senators for me.
I'm going with Darlington Steam. Interesting. Now, Division 1 West, Bournemouth Bobcats, Bristol Apache, Solent Thrashers, Somerset Wyverns, or South Wales, the playoff South Wales Warriors, who made it to the playoffs last year, losing to Rushmore Knights.
I'll have to go Wales. Them guys have got heart, to be fair, but yeah, I'll go Wales.
I'm gonna go with Solent Thrashers, and I'm giving Dave Gibbs. I'm giving the new head coach Dave Gibbs. I think he might be able to do something special with them this year. So I'm going with Solent for the promotion this year.
Good stuff. You got inside info though, so
Of course I do.
You got photographic evidence.
Yeah, you
See
know,
what I did there?
here's what it is. Division 1 Central, Berkshire Renegades, London Blitz B, Portsmouth Dreadnoughts, Sussex Thunder, or Wembley Stallions.
Oh, the Stallions, yeah.
This is
That's
a very
interesting.
difficult division. I will have to admit to.
I'm gonna have to go Blitz B again purely because of what I said before. Talent has been kind of plastic ceilinged for at least half of the season, and they would have got some good talent in there that may have had to just sit and wait for their turn to go into A. That A-B situation is always a threat there of, some cusp players going into the league below and absolutely smashing it up.
Okay.
So yeah, London Blitz B.
I'm gonna go Wembley Stallions on this one.
Oh yeah, sorry, Coach Smart. I apologize. No offense.
I'm going with Wembley Stallions this year, just off the base that they obviously made it to playoffs last year. They have recruited, from what I've seen, they've recruited pretty well. They've got a lot of decent players and a lot of returning players as well. Blitz B is still up in the air. I don't know where everything's going. Russell says Blitz B as well. It's gonna be between Blitz B and Wembley Stallions. It's gonna be the two London teams that are gonna probably fight out for Division 1. But I think Wembley Stallions will this conference, but I think Wembley Stallions will probably have that little extra edge, unless Blitz obviously got a lot of the Hornets players into the team with them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the result turns out on Sunday with their first game of the season. We got Division 1 East. Now, this division is this might be the best division in Division 1 in the South. So we've got the newly promoted Colchester Gladiators.
Base.
We've got East Kent Mavericks. We've got Essex, the newly promoted Essex Tridents as well. We've got Kent Exiles, and we have the London Olympians.
Oh gosh! Oh, you go first.
This one, this one's gonna be very interesting. See, now, last year, I rolled with this team all the way up until they lost it they lost the last game of the year and lost to Wembley Stallions. And I expect them this year with all the new additions that they did get. I don't know if it will be enough. I don't know what the O-line is looking like. I know that they've upgraded at QB play. They have national champion QB Joe Thompson as their QB this season. So that will be very interesting for East Kent Mavericks. London Olympians will always be rough and rugged, and they always found talent. As you can see, they've had players that have gone on to win championships, gone on to be starters for the London Blitz A team and starters for London Warriors as well. Kent Exiles will probably be the dark horse within this division. Actually, no, that's a lie. Kent Exiles were decent towards the end of the season last year. I don't know if they what they've recruited, because there's been nothing online, so it's been hard to gauge what they've been doing. But I've heard nothing but good things. Essex Trident are the combination of Essex Spartans and
Sabres.
Sabres. Yep, they did really well last year. And Colchester Gladiators are obviously in Essex. It's a tough. You're right, Russell. It is a tough division to call. But I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. I'm so gonna hate myself, but I don't know if the discipline is there for them to win it all, win this division completely. So it's not gonna be the London Olympians.
What? How dare you?
Nah, it's not gonna be. I'm gonna give it to East Kent Mavericks again this season. I predict that East Kent Mavericks will probably win this division this year. If they can sort out, if they've got a good O-line, then Joe Thompson will be able to sling that ball round, and he'll definitely be able to run that ball and truck a couple people over from past history, knowing I've seen it and I've watched it. I've blocked for him, so I think East Kent Mavericks will win this division. I guess I know who you're going with. I don't even know why.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think I am biased purely because of my vested interest of 13 years at the program. But when you have a culture philosophy that is naturally mid-prem easy, just on the basis of the way they prepare, the way they kind of attract talent and nurture it, you gotta think they need to be winning Div 1 without kind of any sort of hesitation, and then going into the playoffs at a canter and to hit it hard. If you struggle in Div 1, you're not really ready for the Prem, because the whole procedure behind winning Div 1 cleanly to then go into the Prem with a bit of head of a steam, because you're going to be playing substantially harder games. Yep. You're going to be traveling to different places where you're going to have to turn up ready to go. You got to be playing Prem ball before you get to the Prem, basically. So I think, personally, in contrast to what I'm saying, I think London Olympians will win it. But if they don't, they're a team that will get up for it on the day when the playoffs actually come around and think, you know what, we've snuck in here, let's get it done this time. Because 2 years missing out, they can't run. So my first year in the Olympians, East Kent Mavericks, I'm actually a stone's throw away from, was it East Kent? Yeah, East Kent Mavericks beat us on the last game of the season to not get us through to the playoffs, not get promoted. And then a year after that, we went unbeaten the whole season. Yes, it was Div 2, but you can only beat who's in front of you. I think it was 7 shutouts. And we were playing at the league standard above before we got there. So the natural progression is there. You got to think in your mind. Yes, you play what is in front of you to an extent, but you got to think of, hold on a minute, all right, we're in a position where we're planning for the season ahead. Play up. Don't play down to, what's there. The hurdle's there. You want to clear it clean and work on just clearing that game after game after game. So, yeah, I'll go Olympians to get them to win the division and obviously get promoted as well, just purely off the fact that it's there. I know it's there. Right.
Okay. Martin, you're right. It is the big problem with the Olympians is consistency week in and week out. I don't know if they're going to be very consistent going forward. But we go to the Division 1 Midlands. We got Birmingham Bulls. We got Northant Knights. We got Sandwell Steelers. We got Shropshire Revolution. And we have Staffordshire Surge. I'm going with the team that actually won this division last year. Well, came second in this division last year. I'm going with Shropshire Revolution. Actually, no. Did they move? I'm going with Shropshire Revolution anyway, so to win this division.
Okay, I'm going to go Birmingham just because. Don't ask why. I'm the same, Birmingham.
Now that your pick is locked in,
yeah,
I will tell you that the QB last year had 16 picks in the first 4 games.
Yeah, but he's not the QB this year, is he?
I don't know. We will find out. If
All
we
right,
if we see 4 picks, who knows?
Well, he might have done some one-on-one coaching. You don't know.
True. That is true. We got Division 1 North. We got Chester Romans, Merseyside Nighthawks, Scunthorpe Alphas, Sheffield Giants, Yorkshire Rams.
Yorkshire Rams going out for it out there just because. And you're gonna tell me now why I'm wrong.
I'm going. No. Your pick is fair.
Okay.
But I'm going with Scunthorpe Alphas.
Okay.
They are a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure.
All right.
We're going to Division 1 Scottish. We've got Aberdeen Roughnecks, who are back in the division after going into affiliate last year. We've got Clyde Valley Blackhawks. We got Glasgow Tigers. We got Everclyde Goliaths. And a new team called Rosendale Bucks.
So it's not the new team. The new team are going to survive, but they're not going to win it. What was the first team again, sorry?
Aberdeen Roughnecks.
Yeah, that name was doing the most still. Yeah, Roughnecks are going to win it still.
I'm going to go with Glasgow Tigers this season.
Was there another Glasgow team?
No.
Did you not mention? Because I mentioned Glasgow as a main city. They should have talent, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, you did.
Right, cool.
That was in the predictions.
That was in the prediction. For the first game. All right, cool. I'll go Roughnecks, though. That name says a lot. They better step up, man.
Good luck. Now we're on to the Premiership. We've got the Premiership South. Now, this one, we're going to go with 1 and 2. You're going to have to say who's going to be 1 and who's going to be number 2. Bristol Aztecs, Cambridgeshire Cats, Hertfordshire Cheetahs, London Blitz, London Warriors, and Rushmore Knights.
So obviously we're pretty sure who's going to come top. Well, I am. Obviously, Warriors are first. And beyond that, I don't really see anyone really nipping at Bristol's heels again. The dual team thing, the setup thing. Yeah, London Warriors and Bristol. Playoffs obviously is anyone's game. But yeah, Warriors then Bristol.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be Warriors.
Potentially that could be the final. Potentially.
Again, it could be the final again, because it was the final last year. So that one would be interesting. But yeah, Warriors.
Well, Warriors upset that they didn't get to beat Manchester in the final then.
I would feel upset as well.
Yeah. You wanted revenge, yeah.
They're the only team that's actually beaten them badly as well. So I would expect that would be the case. And then we move on to the Premiership North, which have 5 teams. Not sure where the 6th team is, but there's 5 teams in the Premiership North. We've got Coventry Phoenix, East Kilbride Pirates, Manchester Titans, Newcastle Vikings, and Nottingham Caesars.
Manchester and then East Kilbride because they're a team close to my heart.
Okay. I'm gonna go Manchester. I'm gonna go. Oh fuck.
Language.
It is what it is.
Watershed,
I'm gonna go with Manchester Titans.
Yep. And
versus Nottingham Caesars.
So Manchester 1, Nottingham 2. You're not even sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Manchester 1, Nottingham Caesars 2.
Cool.
For this year. Right. So that's pretty much everything down to a T. That is what we need. And that was the first episode of the rundown done and dusted.
Good stuff.
It's good to be back. Obviously, next year we'll have a bit more. Obviously, a lot more to talk about.
Next year or next week?
Next week.
All right.
Victor won't be in his car. He'll be somewhere
in my studio, in my kitchen.
He'll be somewhere with light.
Light, yeah. Step into the light, yeah.
But no, it's great to be back. It's great to know that football is back, and it's going to be fun to see. You're going to go to any games this year?
I will play all the team, barring the northern teams, all the ones I predicted. I'll try and get to at least one. If not, if you're there, you can video call me for a little bit of sideline action. But you know what it is? People need to go to games to see them firsthand because results on paper, hearsay, the game itself, when you're there,
It's different.
Really, it's different. Obviously, the Americans, mate, they're superstars. They play at a different speed and it looks crazy on TV. Obviously, when you watch Britball on YouTube, yeah, it's not the same intensity. But when you're at a game and you're seeing grown men laying each other out, it's a spectacle, man. And you'll never really understand what a close game that's won by a point really means until you see that last minute field goal or you see that last minute touchdown and you hear that roar and the madness. Like it's a lot. So yeah, get to games, people. I'm gonna try to go as many as possible. The London ones, I'm gonna watch every London team at some point. And yeah, maybe a few Kent teams as well. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the rundown. Week 1, good luck to everybody that is playing this week. I hope no one gets hurt. I hope everyone has a healthy season. Well, at least a healthy start to the season, because no one ever plays this game
fully
healthy.
fit.
I don't think anyone's ever fully fit.
And if you're fully fit, you're not playing it right.
There we go. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Hopefully the referees will have a great season. They will have fun, and I will definitely see a lot of them out and about throughout the year. And we will see you next week, Martin, and we'll see you all next week. I'm Micah. This is
take care.
And we'll catch you next week, and farewell.